This is the Whole Care Network. Helping you tell your story one podcast at a time. Content presented in the following podcast is for information purposes only. Views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the host and guest and may not represent the views and opinions of the Whole Care Network. Always consult with your physician for any medical advice, and always consult with your attorney for any legal advice. And thank you for listening to the Whole Care Network.
Hello, sweetie. Happy New Year. I'm so excited to share this new year with you. And I'm so excited to be part of your life throughout this year. Today, I want to talk about traveling and being on the road. Because probably you spend time on the road during this holiday season. And probably you spend a lot of time going places and you spend a lot of time in your car. So I want to talk about that and how commuting and getting to places and doctor's appointments and all these time that we sometimes consider as a waste time. I want to talk about that today. So let's get started. I do some consultancy work with a company, and twice a week I commute 60 miles away from home. And obviously that's a very long drive. Welcome to Texas, where everything is big. Distances are big and everything is far away. So I spend a lot of time in the car. And during this holiday season, my husband and I went to Broken Bow. And then we were planning on going to San Antonio, and we finally didn't go there. We stayed here, and my in-laws came over to visit us. And I'm thinking that probably you are just like me. You commute, maybe not as much as me, hopefully, but probably you're on the road a good chunk of your time. And you're taking your loved ones to doctor's appointments and running errands all over. And what a better way to start the year than having purpose while driving. And I want to talk about this because driving for me has always been an activity in which I find no purpose at all doing. It is just going from point A to point B and then spending time getting to wherever I want to be. And maybe I have this perspective because when I was a very young kid, every road trip that we would take, I remember my dad telling us to go to the bathroom, eat a good breakfast or whatever it was, and get ready for the road because we wouldn't stop at all until we would get to our destination. So that was for me like commuting, and that's how I was raised. You just travel fast so you can get to your destination. And then I married a man who loves stopping at random places whenever he sees something interesting. So driving with my husband is a very different experience because if he sees a donut shop that has been open since 1930, he will definitely stop by and get a donut, even if they taste like crap. But they have been open since 1930, so we stop and we try it. If we see a brewery on the way, we research, and if it looks good, we stop and we try it. And if we see a town, hey, I've never heard about this town. What are they known for? So we do research. And this is a very different experience than the one I had growing up. And I want to share this with you because I still commute very long distances, and I don't stop and I don't pay attention to what's around me. If you commute, even if it's a short distance, and if you run errands, and you're just moving from point A to point B, which I really hope you do. Because if you're moving from point A to point B, that means that you're out there and you're sharing your life with people. Even if you are not acknowledging that, it is great that you do. But we don't necessarily like commuting. And for many of us, we think this is lost time. So when I started commuting 60 miles twice a week, I decided that I needed a new strategy for these days so I could enjoy the ride, so I could enjoy getting from point A to point B, and I could gain something out of the road and out of the commute. And that's exactly when I started researching a lot of podcasts. That's when my love for the podcasts became a reality. So that's exactly how I came with loving podcasts and learning. So this is a great way of commuting, learning something. You can read and, well, you can listen to an ebook. Obviously, if you're commuting by car, it will be hard for you to read, but you can listen to an ebook. You can learn a new language. You can listen to podcasts about topics that you're interested about. I usually like having different topics because you don't necessarily want the same topic over and over again. So one can be, for me, I like learning more about caregiving. I like learning about business. I like learning about self-care. So I follow a lot of people that talk about these topics. And books, I'm not into audiobooks, but maybe you are, and that's good. That's another option you can take. So you can start listening to audiobooks and paying attention, and you can go through audiobooks that you're really interested in. Maybe they are romance, or maybe they are fiction or self-improvement or whatever it is. It really doesn't matter. It's something that you really like. You can also listen to music, and this is part of what I want to dig a little bit deeper, because for many of us, the road is just, we just try to find how to fill the time with the noise so we can get from point A to point B. So we either listen to the news or music or podcasts or whatever it is. But we are listening to someone else talk to our ears all the time. And I think when you drive, or when someone else drives, it is a perfect time for you to connect with yourself and start paying attention to you, to your thoughts, to your feelings, to your goals, to your dreams, to your aspirations. And this is a very important time because it is a time in which you can connect with yourself and pay attention to your thoughts and how those thoughts are affecting your life. If you're putting negative thoughts in your head all the time, then that's what you're gonna get in life. A lot of problems. If you put positive thoughts in your head, then you can create amazing stuff. So one of the things that you need to pay attention when you're driving is just listen to your thoughts. Are you criticizing people? Are you bitching about a specific someone because they do or didn't do something? Are you complaining about your life? Are you being negative about how things have developed in your life? If that is the case, You can change those thoughts to positive ones right away, but you can start making those thoughts neutral. If you're thinking about how terrible your holiday season was, you didn't get to do anything of the things that you had planned for whatever reason, maybe it is a time for you to reflect and pay attention to what is there and what are the things that you can do. And if this is the case, I would highly recommend you to connect with a coach or a therapist to work on those thoughts. Because if you don't do that, you will keep putting crap in your life. I have a very dear friend, and for the past, I don't know, it's been many years, probably 8 years or something like that. But for probably, yes, 8 years, she has been putting a lot of negative thoughts in her head. And she has been complaining about her family situation. And instead of doing something to change her reality, every time that I talk with her, it is even worse. Every time that I talk with her, the problem is the same. The problem hasn't changed. But she hasn't changed either. She is stuck in that problem that happened 7 or 8 years ago. And she's unable to solve that problem. And I don't want that for you. I don't want that for her either. I don't want that for anything. I want everybody with a problem to digest those feelings and be able to move past what is hurting us. There are things that just happen and we can't change them. We can't change other people and we can't change many situations in our lives, but we can digest what happened and let things get their flow. So if this is you, and when you're traveling and when you're commuting, you're paying attention to all these negative thoughts and you're not able to move past that negativity, then find someone that can help you. It takes a lot of courage to do so. And I know it takes a lot of courage because I've been there as well. I recently went through my healing era, in case you don't know it. But I went through my healing era, and going back and working with a therapist and working a lot of past trauma took a lot of courage and took a lot of strength. But today that I'm over with my healing era and that I'm starting a new year, I feel so strong and so capable and so positive that is why I want you to reach out to someone as a good beginning for this year to get the help that you need. And if you only want a friend, you can connect with me and we can talk about things in life as well. Well, this is something that I do when I drive. And going back to the things that I pay attention when I drive are my thoughts. And I want you to do that as well. And the second thing that I pay attention to when I drive is that everything that I put, all the information that I put in my head, that is information that is positive and that will fill me with positivity, joy, good stuff, whatever it is. And we all like different things. If you're putting anything in your head, pay attention that it is positive. So that's a secret. Pay attention that everything in your head is positive. Because if everything in your head is positive, then you're going to have a great year. And that's exactly what I wish for you. I wish for you to have a very joyful year. I wish for you to have a year in which you find peace, in which you find love, in which you find purpose, to enjoy and embrace everything that you live during this upcoming year. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am thrilled, as I said before, I'm thrilled to share this year with you and whatever it brings to us. Also, I'm extending my invitation to you. If you want to plan, find purpose for you or your loved one, or you want to improve your self-care routine, grab a slot with me and let's talk about how I can help you. Go ahead, grab that slot, and let's connect. See you next time. Bye-bye.
This is the Whole Care Network. Helping you tell your story one podcast at a time.